Good evening. Welcome back. Sunday, 9 p.m. It's Where the House Sleep and another episode of the Parliament. We had an hours derby this week. Didn't go my way, but we're here. Stocky, how's it going?
Not bad. I'll tell you what, mate. That's a harbinger of the apocalypse. West Ham winning at home. It's been like 292 days.
Yeah, as I've always said, we're just the team that breaks them stupid records. Welbeck the other week, West Ham this week.
Yeah.
Whatever record Brentford have got waiting to break next week. Well done, Brentford.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised to hear about that thing about not, because obviously once like West Ham were in the league, that a Sky commentator's got to rub it in. I didn't know that you had them won away this year. Surely you got a few draws though.
Yeah, we haven't won away in the league.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Which is the stat, yeah. We haven't won it. So we drew Villa, Leeds, one more, might have been Bournemouth. Lost now to you and Brighton.
To be fair, Leeds, all right, that's frustrating and definitely losing to us because we're still a bit crap. But you'd say the other teams, like drawing away at Brighton, ain't no sad thing because they were quite good today.
Oh no, we lost to Brighton.
I mean Brighton. Sorry, Bournemouth. Sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got a draw at Bournemouth. Might be wrong on that, but yes, we're not looking good away in the Premier League. Weirdly, we've just got players that just don't seem to perform in the league, and yeah, it's just not going our way too much at the minute. But we have a flying visit from. Oh, before we get into that. Always do it at the end. I'm going to do it at the start this week. Like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Helps us build as a channel, get more eyes on it, all of that. So please do that if you're watching. But we're at 3 this week, and I believe John will be tagging out for Samir pretty much. How's it going, John? You good?
To quote a very, very famous Yorkshireman, it can is pretty much my summary of. It's my summary of events that are currently going on in my footballing world at the moment. But yeah, it's.
Do you know why Mitch is grinning? He's already doing that short in his head. That's why he's grinning.
Do you know what? To make your life easier, there, Mitch, there was someone a while back actually did like a Photoshop like mashup of basically the McCarthy thing, but they managed to get Will Still's face more or less onto it. So. Have a little look around for that if you can find it.
We'll have a dig through that. Again, the shorts, they will be back from next Monday. The shorts will be back, people, and they will be continuous from there on. So look out for those on the channel. But as John's got to fly, we'll jump straight into it. We're going there first. Southampton Preston yesterday, disappointing result. Did you get down to it? Did you manage to watch it at all, John?
I wasn't at the game, unfortunately. I've been kind of I've had a bit of a domestic weekend, really, where I've been having to do other stuff. But sounds like I've saved myself.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. That must have been a slip. But it's. Do you know what? It's there was nothing about that game that screamed that I needed to get down to it. I was going to see something any different to what we'd seen, having travelled sort of 200-300 miles the weekend prior. So. It sounds like it was probably the worst of the performances, which even after Blackburn, I find hard to believe. I don't know. Where do you start with it? I mean, I seen much of the game. I've seen the highlights of. I've seen the 2 goals. I've seen the one chance, if you call it a chance, that we had where we forced a decent save. I've not seen much of the game. I've heard enough from the people that were there to kind of know roughly the patterns it followed, which are, on brand for where we are at the minute. I think disappointingly, it sounds. I think it really when you look into the situation with Still at the moment, it sort of. I get a feel of the players have also done a job on him a bit here as well. I think where he's been quite vocal in recent weeks about talking about some of the psychological flaws that we might have, or like individuals might have. I think collectively we have. It very much comes across when you've got players sort of petulantly walking off, mock spitting at the fans, and sort of getting into really sort of like big. I don't know. Did you see any of that?
No.
Nathan Wood, one of our centre halves, obviously. So like, I know we talked last week, particularly when we was at Blackburn, about like how nice the Saints fans tend to be, like too nice, and finally, at the end of the Blackburn game, it had really, instead of turning it around on the manager, which it never should have been, we finally started to go after the actual
Players.
the circus above him and the players, who, to be honest, like the players are more to do with it than what Will Still's been. I'm happy to go into that later. But yesterday there was a lot of vitriol sort of put towards the board. At the end of the game, it was similar to Blackburn. Whistle went, Taylor Harwood-Bellis went down the tunnel, which, you know, says everything about mentality and the capacity to face up to it. The players that did stay were sort of like, were booed quite sort of like massively. Nathan Wood, as he was walking off, basically got into like quite a lot of like aggro, like with fans, like verbally, and was basically like spitting without spitting, but towards the fans and basically giving it that. And he's come out tonight and made a big statement about how sorry he is and it's not acceptable and la di la di la di la. Yeah, it's just rinse repeat at the minute. I mean, 4 wins in 51. So when we inevitably lose on Wednesday night to QPR, that's an average of 1 win every 18 games. I mean, yeah, it's sort of like, how many more ways can you play around with that stat? The fact that it's even got to where it has is bad enough. But yeah, I'm in a state of panic at the moment about what's going to come next. I think that we've just chucked a really, really promising, very talented coach under the bus. There's a group of players that I think I've never disliked a group of players as much as I dislike this current group. And I think some of that is obviously a lot of that is also down to poor recruitment. Sport Republic has just been an unmitigated disaster from the second they walked into our club. And it's just been poor decision after poor decision and a legacy of that's led us to where we are. But I just think there's a very unlikable group of players there that genuinely are so. But like watching the 3 games prior to yesterday, so like the home to Swansea, we've missed 2 open goals. Like we've had like an XG of something like 3.26 to like, and we've drawn the game 0-0. We've dominated for half hour against Bristol, scored and then completely dropped off, which is something that's happened over and over. And then at Blackburn, like, you know, as terrible a game as football as that was, at 1-0, we've had 2 dead cert one-on-ones to bury the game and put it out of sight. We're not taking them. And I mean, ultimately, as the fans have now turned their attentions to Sport Republic, it seems that Will Still's kind of been sacrificed as a result of that, so that they look like they're being proactive. I'm sure Mitch has got a graphic there somewhere that we'll come back to in a minute when it talks about their appointments whilst in charge of this club. But sorry, Stocks.
I was going to say the second the manager to cover the ball that screams like Levy skills, doesn't it?
It really is. I mean, like this graphic here will tell you everything that you need to know. Like this is since January of 2022 when they came in, and Ralph Hasenhüttl was in charge of the club at that time. He will not statistically be a part of this because he wasn't their appointment. This is a legacy of what you know, we all know about the guy on 27, and we all know what my thoughts are on that guy, and I am scared to death right now that we're going to go back down that road again. Which, honestly, for me, that's the point where I think actually that's the part where, as a fan, I can play a role in just voting with my feet. I can't say I'll never go to a game because we've got Charlton in a few weeks, and sadly, one of my best mates is a Charlton fan who lives in Leeds, who's coming down for the game, and I just wouldn't have the heart to, first time in 15 years, all that kind of stuff, I wouldn't have the heart to not do that one. But I think beyond that, I can't see myself taking myself to a Saints game whilst he's in charge. And I would go as far to say, even if that meant a playoff final, even if that meant like, I genuinely, I just couldn't on principle. It'd just be like, and I think that's the other wind up is, I think Saints fans again are kind of shooting themselves in the foot with this, because it's all well and good talking about like Sport Republic and all of that now, but it's Sport Republic, get out of our club, and then the exact same fans have just walked out of the ground and gone straight across to the bar that they've opened and started pouring money into it. And it's like, if you could sum our club up, it is that. It's like, yeah, get out of our club. But and then I actually put it into the WhatsApp group of like the Saints lot that I'm in yesterday. Like, so why not go and drink in town? Like, Why are we lining their pockets to go and make yet another awful decision? And it comes back to that kind of apathy and, oh, well, even if we stop going, other people are going to. And it's like, yeah, but this is. And this, in short, is why Russell Martin got booted out of Rangers as quick as he did, because fans will actually mobilise at bigger clubs. The standards are almost set by the to me anyway. I think that bigger clubs, the fans will set the standards, and I think this is just the legacy of us not speaking up enough about what is actually going on. That is staggering when you look at it, isn't it? That is
bonkers.
By the way, is Simon Rusk gonna be like the £1 million question on who wants to be a millionaire? I didn't even know he was a person, let alone manage you.
To be fair, right, the Rusketeer, in his defence, he came in once we were relegated after Urich went, and with him, the one thing about him is that he actually got us the 2 points that got us past Derby's record. So actually, despite being on 0 wins, he's actually got like a little bit of not like
his points per game's up there.
Yeah, his points per game would not be bad. Like he'd stand up against pretty much most of them, right? So it's like I'm going to be an advocate. Like I'm going to be an advocate for the Rusketeer here. Like honestly, wonderful stuff.
Interesting how you say, like that you're not holding still to obviously he's a part of it, but he's not the biggest part. Like you still rate him as a coach, but it was just what he wants or what he wants to do was never going to work for that club. Because when managers you also mentioned the psychology of the club. When managers say that out loud, it's a bold tactic because a lot of people don't like being called out on that, and it could go either of 2 ways, and it's gone the usual way, to be honest.
Of course, it has. Go on.
No, I just find it quite interesting. Like I agree why he's done it. But, it probably cost him his job.
I've wanted it called out for years because I think this is, it's almost embarrassing that I can go back through like a list of such things. But even when you go back to when we had Ralph, right? This is still a team where we've lost 2 games 9-0 in less than 18 months. We've been battered at home 6-0 by Chelsea. We've been battered by countless other teams throughout that. The vast majority of that squad is still there and is still offered a lot of these sort of dobbers are still kind of offered new 2-year deals when their contracts are expiring. It's a baffling way to run a football club. There is a real soft underbelly and the mentality has been weak and it's been weak for years. And it's interesting that somebody comes in with a completely fresh mindset and is able to say that. And I think players that have called that out over the years have kind of been bombed out of the club. And I always think when we're going into this recruitment process, we won't do this. But what we actually need is a manager that's going to cause a sense of existential dread to turn up to the training ground. We need someone who is actually going to make these people scared stiff. But that level of we don't need someone that's going to come in and get his arm around the players and try and be their mates. We've done that time and time again, and it hasn't worked. And I think really we need to get rid of this soft underbelly within the playing squad. There's some very obvious names you could start with there, but there's just a lot of, and I'm not even going to call it mediocrity at this point. I saw us in 2009 come incredibly close to going out of business, and it's because we were being run in a way where managers were always thrown under the bus, but it's the way that the club was being run and expecting to promote youth and in a league full of experience and expect us to get away from it and so on. And sorry, I don't even know where I was going. I've gone in circles there. I've seen this pattern develop. And I've seen us almost go out of business in 2009. I still don't actually think it's even that now in comparison doesn't seem as bad to what we're witnessing, because it just feels like in real time we are imploding in a way that is sort of almost I don't think it's ever quite been done quite as badly as this. There probably are other examples, and I'm just being really self-absorbed with that. But I don't know. But
So do you reckon the next managerial appointment can actually solve a lot of the issues you've got, or is it that sort of ingrained above them that there's not really an awful lot they can do?
And that brings me. That's the question that Stocks almost asked as well. And I think actually, yeah, to come back to that, Will Still was never even remotely close to the problem, and I think that anyone that's watched us consistently over the last few years knows there is more to be done in terms of actually overhauling that squad than can be physically done in 1 or 2 transfer windows. It's the same reason that when we got relegated and a lot of people were like, yeah, that's all right, you'll come straight back up. I was like, that's not what we need. It needs to be a hard reset. And I don't personally think it can be done in 1 or 2 transfer windows. And there is always that balance that actually, if you don't go up, you're going to lose the better players as well. And they're probably the first ones that are going to go, not the ones that need to. I'm not sure who comes in and changes what's actually going on there. And I know there's like a few different. The most interesting one that I can't see on that list is that over the last last hour or so, I've been like reading up online, and obviously, I know you should never take any of that massively seriously, but there's a lot of headlines pointing towards the fact that apparently the board are interested in trying to get Frank Lampard, which I think at this stage is akin to me sort of declaring my interest in Denise from EastEnders. It's just an utterly ridiculous sort of like why would he do that? I'm going to go from like no, but I'm going to go from like first in the league and sort of like averaging like 3 goals a game to 21st in the league and can't hit a barn door. I don't know why that would logically make sense for him to do. If that is true, it really goes to show you just how like out of touch and deluded essentially Sport Republic are if that's their first choice. And that's not because I wouldn't have Frank Lampard in. You take that in a heartbeat. You couldn't not after seeing what he's doing, but it's very contextual, and I don't think he would come in and we'd suddenly turn into like baby Coventry, you know? Like absolutely, bro. Like, come on, like let's be honest. This is an absolute that is outstanding work. Like that is wonderful. You know what I mean? Like, I mean that's the first thing that's made me smile in the last hour, mate. I'll be honest with you. Like, thank you there, James. That was very very kind of you. Yeah.
Pleasure to answer.
Do you know what I find wild about that list? Right?
Is that she's not on it, or
well, she may get a tune out of some of the players.
Well, yeah.
Liam Rosenior is at 20-1. He's in before this weekend. He was in 3rd place in Ligue 1 with Strasbourg. Yet he's 20-1 for the Southampton role. Like,
I'd argue why would he want it?
Exactly. Like, I think he's going to be mustard, by the way. But like, there's some interesting ones. Gary O'Neill, Portsmouth legend. Oh yeah, we'll put him at.
That'll go well. I mean, who
do you fancy out of them? Other than Ralph, Lee Carsley's interesting.
There's one name on there that jumps out at me.
What, Ange? Big Ange, yeah? Is that what you're on?
No. Further down.
Oh my god. I'm having to zoom in on this. Hang about.
Rafa Benitez at 33.
I'll tell you what, in a heartbeat. You know, like
I've watched him personally, an absolute basket case of a club work wonders with a terrible set of players who had a terrible attitude.
Yeah,
and he was magical for us.
Yeah. Also, if you put down a tenner, you'll have probably the best manager on that list, and a few £100 in your pocket.
Yeah, but
if modern day managers wise, I think there's a few others that I'd look at before Rafa. But for everything you need, I think all of the ones that are potentially going to go on and actually be really good coaches are the complete opposite. What you said about not putting arm around players.
Yeah,
most of them are that type of manager, like your Carricks, your Carsleys.
Yeah.
Southgates, all of these guys don't smack me. Like even Liam Rosenior, like Stocky, I think he's going to be class or whatever he goes on to do, whether it's an assistant or an actual manager himself. None of them smack me as guys that are going to come in and just shake things up.
Yeah.
Are we saying Big Sam needs to be on the list?
I'll tell you what, right? I wouldn't be against it at this point. Like I don't know how much worse it can get. It's like it's basket case. They probably have to pay Sky a hell of a lot of money to get him out of those adverts. But yeah. Which, by the way, why isn't Steve Bruce like next season? Surely Steve Bruce has to join that.
No, fuck Steve Bruce.
Do you think he says,
I'll get something out of someone tonight. But
do you think he's as handsome as Big Sam and Pardiola?
oh dear. Well,
As photogenic as them two?
But the funny thing is about that list is, honestly, if Ralph Hasenhüttl was the favourite, I'm fine with that. It does though. It's like it surely has to play into his hands if he gets that job, because it's the Thanos approach, right? It's literally like, where has your failure led you? Back to me. And it's because like he evidently didn't see eye to eye with Sport Republic when they came in. It would be harsh to say that he wasn't backed, but they brought players in like Lavia, and like I think that is forgotten. Like that first summer that they were there, like Lavia came in, Bella Kochev, but we never addressed. Ultimately, they never addressed the issues that had long needed addressing for what he wanted to do with his system to work. Namely, that we sold Danny Ings and never replaced him at a time when that was, that Southampton side that was top of the league this time, like 5 years ago or whatever. That's what it was. It was that type. Like he was playing in that system. If Ralph came back, he's got a hell of a lot of cachet to turn around and go, now you listen to me, and let's see if they would.
Fair point.
I don't think they will. And we all know, you know what my biggest fear is, and I've got a horrible feeling in the next 48 hours I'm going to be screaming into the abyss, and or just taking a long walk off a cliff at some point. But we couldn't, could we?
What, the Ross?
You can.
Yeah. You can. It can, yeah.
I've already had 7 messages off Hargreaves today about this.
Oh, of course you have. Yeah, I know you have. Oh, good God.
We've all been thinking it since Blackburn, really.
Oh, I was thinking it prior. I always worried once results weren't going great, and basically once he left Rangers, I was like, this hasn't been timed well enough. Like he needed to still be in a job where everyone still got sacked. Because I was hoping that like Norwich, I've almost been like if we're going to pull the trigger, I was kind of hoping Norwich would go first, because he might go back there as like ex-club captain and all that. But you could just see it coming. Like it's I mean, he's the reason we're in this mess to begin. Well, he's a lot of the reason we're in this mess to begin with. So I don't know. Peculiar. It's the only way I could put it.
Names on that list. Isn't Carlos Cubaran at like Valencia or something like that?
I know Valencia have got a lot of financial problems, so like, unless he's kind of already been binned off there, I don't know.
Seems a bit mental, but yeah, it sounds like it's a pretty key. I don't know. I would say it's a key appointment, but then from what you've said, also, it kind of couldn't really matter at times if the players are just not doing it, and the powers that be aren't doing what they should be doing either. I don't think the manager's really going to have much chance.
My concern with it is that we've pandered to the players yet again, and I think that truthfully, like anyone that can see has seen the problems for years. It worries me that the minute the fans start saying something about Sports Republic, it's the manager that pays for that. And I'm not saying it still is 100% like you can't turn around and say he completely blameless. Like there's some questionable selections he's made, questionable substitute. But when you actually look at his record, he's like 1-4, drawn 6, lost 6. It's not horrific. It just seems like if he's the casualty, the second that the board start getting called out, where the problems run a lot deeper. And if you expect them to make the right decision based off of that, but there's a reason why a lot of us have got very little hope in that sense.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair enough. Right. Does anybody have any other questions? Anything else to add on the Southampton saga?
Not yet. I think this could be it, because me and like John's pain. We've said this so many times, being you, Mitch, but we kind of recognise it, but just in a different guise at our own clubs.
Yeah. I do see a lot of parallels between Sport Republic and the two ownerships that obviously have driven you guys up the wall in recent years.
Yeah.
There's
one
massive.
of which is looking to buy Sheffield Wednesday.
Really? Oh, fucking hope not.
Yeah, apparently he's going through the financial checks.
Of course.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
so it's not even like it's that far off. He's going through the actual financial checks.
He ain't had no free advertising for a bit, has he?
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, that is crazy.
But yeah, as much as it may save them as a club, I don't think it's actually really going to save them as a football club. It will just save them as a club itself, footballing wise. They're going to keep deteriorating if he takes control.
Yeah, when the people that own you, their benchmark is mediocrity. Their benchmark every year is the place above relegation.
To be fair, to start off, he might pump a load of money in to try and get him back into the big time to just be able to advertise his tat shop for fucking as long as he can. But he won't try and push on beyond that point. No chance.
Hey, everyone knows if you need a pair of Donne socks, where you got to head to.
A really big mug.
He is the big mug.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, man. Good Lord. Oh, right, gentlemen. Thank you for sorry for coming on and trauma dumping, but such is the world.
No, you're a busy man. Thanks for joining us and going through the Southampton stuff as Will Still's been sacked. So.
Yeah, no. Big up Denise from EastEnders. DMs are open. all that good stuff. Might as well try and salvage something positive out of this.
Diane Parish, if you're watching, John's hat will appear here.
And on that note,
nice one, mate.
We'll forward the correspondence, John. We'll forward the correspondence.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. See you soon, boys. Take care.
See you later.
Right.
Nice one.
Big shout with Diane Parish, Mitch. Well played.
Right, let's roll into some Premier League stuff. Samir's not here, so we're going to skip straight past Arsenal. And I get the feeling he's going to want to be here for today's game. So we'll hold up on that for now because we all know what Samir's like. But Tottenham, did you actually manage to catch much of Premier League this weekend?
You know what? I struggled. I was trying to catch some traveling back today, but I didn't see Saturday's highlights, but did you watch this one? Because what I've read is the grumblings at Thomas Frank already.
Bits and pieces. I sort of dozed through it. I dozed through most of the football Saturday. It's been a very long week, so I was keeping an eye on it, but I dozed through it a bit. And yeah, Tottenham. Even midweek when I watched them against us, our second string. Fair enough, theirs was quite second string as well. They just look like they've got no cutting edge whatsoever. They don't look like what they don't look like they know what they're doing going forward. And once you take out a couple of the first choice centre backs, they just don't look a good side.
Yeah, because what did I see today? Like there's rumblings. Like obviously supporters ain't happy because all football fans are led to believe there's only one way to play football these days, aren't they?
Yeah.
But like something like people highlighting two players just walking past him and stuff, and like I find that a bit tall, like a bit seedy. Like everyone gets the ump when they lose games of football. You don't have to go up and lick the manager's ass.
I get that.
You're still allowed to disagree with things. I know it don't look good, but it's just going to fuel. It's going to fuel it all, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what I think made it worse? Is because they walked past, they ignored him, and then he stood watching them for about 10 seconds. Because I saw it in like text on X, and don't think I saw it on Insta, but on X I saw text. Yeah, players have ignored Frank. So I had a little search through, seeing if I could find a video, because you get them ones where they say they've ignored him and they're like 20 yards apart, so it doesn't make any difference. But like they've walked quite close to him. He's offered out a hand and they've both just ignored it. And then Jed Spence is like throwing his hands up as if to say, yeah, go away. And Frank just watches them walk away as if to say, "What the hell's just happened here?"
Yeah, not good. Interesting that player in the background as well, Simmons. I thought
Lil
he'd
Bow
be
Wow.
all right. Lil Bow Wow, yeah. I'm guessing you've used that on the rivals a few times.
To be fair, big up Olu. Olu was the one that started the Lil
Okay.
Bow Wow shouts. I've just jumped on the bandwagon because
Fair.
it's exceptional. I love that shout. To be fair.
Oh, mate, if you name check people, it's all good to steal. Yeah, I saw some damning stuff about him yesterday, but again, I don't think it's quite as bad as that. But when you sign a player for big money, you expect results. I mean, Kudus is never going to get you a lot of goals, but he's still laid on 4 or 5, I think, for him in the league.
Yep. But then Kudos again. Like, well, I'll start on Simmons. From watching what I've seen of Tottenham, I don't think he's been anywhere near as bad as some people are making out. Like he doesn't take the game by the scruff of the neck, but is he meant to be that guy? He gets on the ball quite a lot. He beats his man quite well, but then doesn't move the ball quick enough. He thinks he's still in the Bundesliga where he's going to have a little bit more time, and where he's a little bit more physical and quicker, he's getting caught up with. Big up, Samir. How's it going?
Oh, all good, man.
All right, Samir.
Yeah. Did I miss the Newcastle West Ham segment?
No.
Yes. Okay, let's go.
No. You just missed John's therapy session. That's all.
Oh shit, where's he gone?
He did. He jumped on to do his Southampton bit because he's busy, and then he jumped off.
Oh, okay. All right, no worries.
Yeah, but Simmons, I actually think there's a decent player in there. He just needs to move the ball a bit quicker once he's beat his man.
Yeah.
And once he starts doing that, I think he'll look miles better. But the problem he's then got, the players around him need to do something.
Very true. It's always the same. Like when you're a midfield player, you want to give the ball, you want to get it going creatively. If no one's offering you nothing, what are you supposed to do? Because if you go backwards, you get dug out. Even though probably sometimes it's the better option because at least you're retaining the ball. But then if you've got no movement ahead of you, or if you've got no one offering, I was watching something with Scholes and Keane, and they were like, "Oh, like talk about them as a midfield." And they're like, "Well, we're really lucky we had great strikers who wanted the ball." If no one shows for him, who's he going to give? Because that's what he wants to look for. He wants to look for the last pass, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And I've played in teams where there's none of that. Teams where either your striker doesn't show, or you give the ball to then get it back and it just doesn't come back. People making stupid mistakes. So I don't care what sort of team I've never really cared what sort of team I play in, as long as people lose the ball trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And at times, a lot of these Tottenham players seem to lose the ball not doing the right thing, and that becomes very frustrating for players very, very quickly. Just a quick one on Frank.
Yeah.
Do you feel, I think I said this previously because Tottenham fans were happy about it at the time, but do you think he could fall into that bracket of managers that will always be decent at a sort of top 8 to down Premier League side that's not expected to play attacking football most weeks? And he's not quite someone who can make the jump up? Or is he going to be similar to Eddie Howe, where he had Bournemouth, he went down, he had a little break, came back, and has been a completely different manager since, really?
It's definitely a process. I see the initial point because it happens to a lot, don't you? Because I think people forget that managers are more egotistical than players.
Yeah.
So he thinks, like, no matter what style of football he plays, he's been hugely successful in Brentford. And he's thinking, yeah, I can adapt my ideas to Tottenham. I can improve them, and this is this. And he was taken over from Ange, so he's already going to improve X amount of things. It's hard because obviously certain teams demand a certain style, but Frank doesn't want that. And also, he's trying to make him defensively competent. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you lose that for a while. You sacrifice your attacking play to get organised, and then. But as we're finding out, like you used to say it was the Premier League, but we're just saying about still being sacked. There's no time. You have to hit the ground running with everything.
Yeah.
Maybe his style, because he was at Brentford a while, was he not? was a few years.
For quite a long time, I think.
Yeah, like good things don't happen overnight, do they?
No, and it all depends on how patient boards are going to be. Because if he's come in and sold them a dream that he's going to keep up the attacking style, but just shore up the defense, he's going to end up being in trouble real quick if he doesn't start scoring goals, because they just don't look like scoring goals. I'm sure I saw a stat earlier today that their game against Chelsea is the lowest recorded XG ever in a Premier League game since XG has been recorded.
Really?
I don't know if that was across the Premier League or Tottenham's lowest in a game since the XG recording started, but it's one of the two, which is just damning. Really.
Well, yeah, it's not good either way. Yeah, I suppose it's a bit harder for Tottenham because when you used to have Harry Kane and now you've either got Richarlison or Solanke.
Yeah,
not good options, isn't it? Standards are too high. When you had, like you said, when they had Harry Kane and stuff.
But there's still some good players there. It's weird. Like obviously, we've spoke to Marley and Chris a lot this year on Spurs Kings, and they've said generally that Spurs have not been very good at home because, and you see this with a certain amount of teams, it's hard, no matter who you are. If teams come with 11 men behind the ball, it's hard to break down.
Yeah.
And everyone looks better away because you play on a break. That's just the way Frank plays his football. You got to back it. Well, you've shelled out money. I think they paid as well, didn't they?
Yeah, they would have paid you.
What'd you do? Surely it's too soon to be playing that much.
I think Tottenham fans will turn on him pretty quick. It's just more what the board do for me going forward.
Nah, you can't. I don't think they should look at him like that. You can just give him a season. Obviously, I think at the moment he's still adjusting to things. It's still early in the season. Everyone keeps forgetting it is still like ridiculously early.
We've just creeped into November. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's crazy, but with like the amount of eyes on it now, everything's heightened massively.
Yeah.
Like everybody goes on like every loss is horrendously bad and tragic, and the reality of it is it's not, because looking at Tottenham, sat in 5th, 2 points off second place.
Yeah.
After 3 losses as well.
Performances might not be great. They're sat in a very good position.
Yeah. After three losses to still be like, only what? How many points you just said off second? It's not the end of the world. So I don't. Yeah, I'd if I was a Spurs fan, would never want to be, but I would.
That was tastefully done, Samir. Well done, you. Personal growth, fella.
I'll be in hell, but nah, you got to give him time, man. You can't really get onto him as of they've still got quite a few injuries as well. To be fair to them, if you look down the list, there's quite a few players to come back, and Romero was missing for a few games, and still got a strong squad.
I wouldn't say they've got a strong squad. I'd say they've got strong.
With the names to come back, you got Kulusevski, you got Maddison. Like you put that.
I think you can write Maddison off though. I think people are. It's a hope and a prayer with Maddison these days. He's just perennially injured.
Yeah, he is injury prone, but like he is still like quality. He's still got a little bit of magic in him sometimes.
We'll agree to disagree on Maddison.
Yeah, sometimes he's hit and miss. I think Maddison's hit and miss. Like
they've only got 2 injuries at this point in time.
Really?
I saw 3. They did 3.
Who's the third?
Dragusin, Maddison, Kulusevski.
Yeah, they're Dragusin. Who the fuck? Yeah, but them 2 are like their main 2 creative players, isn't it? I'd say.
Well, even now that they've signed players to sort of fill that void. That's the thing. Yeah, like, not all of these players can play at the same time. So obviously, Kudos is going to play. Simmons is the big money signing, who they're going to play sort of in whatever the 10 is, where Maddison plays.
He's clearly
now going to fit
in.
Simmons is clearly struggling.
I think Kulusevski's going to have to play sort of
number 10
in the 2 midfield, because they always find a spot for Brennan Johnson. Because although he's not a great footballer,
he creeps up.
He pops up with a goal, which obviously is a bit less at the minute. But we've already spoken; they're not too fluid in attack, so it's going to be harder for him.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like I'll be honest, I won't lose sleep over it.
Mm.
But it's interesting. Like I'm very much against all the hire and fire. You got to stick with it. If you've made your decision, you've got to give it a while. But it just seemed early for that kind of talk for me. Like I didn't know they were that high in the league. Actually, as you gentlemen can imagine, I've not really looked at a league table much this year. So I'm quite shocked to see it up there with the way Tottenham supporters are speaking about the team in certain instances. So
it's mental. The league table is very condensed still after 10 games.
It's going to be a scrap for second place and downwards, isn't it? Down to fourth.
Hashtag humble brag.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah, it's scrap on second round. Is that what somebody's doing? Come on, Anthony, talk us through it.
Yeah,
just talk us through it. The reincarnation of Tony Pulis's Stoke on the top of the league.
All right, we gave you 1% piece and one outdoor goal, so it was balanced, didn't it? But I didn't watch the game. Obviously 3 p.m. kickoff. I didn't get to watch it, but I heard the first half we were strong, like too much for Burnley. Then second half I heard that we took off Gyökeres at halftime. I still don't know what for again. Took him off at halftime, and then Burnley were controlling the game. I was hearing for like much of the second half, but again another clean sheet. I think we've had one shot on target from I think it was Crystal Palace, like in the last flipping how many games? Like no one's coming at us anymore. So I hope it continues.
Wait.
I think since you. Yeah,
I think the stats I saw yesterday must have been wrong. Some stats flashed up on the screen that I was watching the other day that Burnley had 4 or 5 shots on target, but
they had none. They had none. They didn't have a shot in the first half. I think early on in the second half, they were still nothing, and then they went to like the last 10 minutes. They started having shots, but none on target.
I was speaking to our good friend Sam Hargreaves,
Yes.
and he was like, like Burnley battled, but just couldn't lay a glove on Arsenal. They're just, for the first time in a long time, they're very physically strong, especially at the back.
Yeah, and we built that up quite slowly as well, to be fair, I'd say. Yeah, finally there.
Burnley ain't no soft touches this year.
No. But that's why the score was probably still 2-0, wasn't it? It's not like we battered them or anything, but
you don't batter sides. That's the point.
Yeah, we did. We smashed Leeds, Nottingham Forest 3-0. That's pretty much it though. But you would expect us to.
That's exactly what I say. You don't really massively put teams to the sword. Like the Leeds game's an anomaly in a season of you winning games by 1, maybe 2 goals max.
Yeah.
And the Atletico Madrid game. They're the anomalies in what your season is.
Yeah.
I've actually, to be fair, apart from the Leeds game and the Newcastle game, when I've watched you most times, you haven't actually looked that threatening from open play.
Yeah.
I think it shows in the stats that I think only 5, maybe 6 now after this weekend of your goals have come from open play.
Yeah.
Which is mad.
That's why I just feel like with Arsenal, it's just like, especially with like the new players, they're still trying to find their feet. Like, I know it was
I think that's just how you play.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like we started off. No, I wouldn't say we started off slow, but like Gyökeres weren't really getting goals. Everyone's out like putting pressure on him to get goals and stuff like that. So Eze still, I don't know. He's still trying to find his groove with Arsenal. He's here and there. I just think we're still, it's still early, still trying to find that, that button we can push and then bam, put teams away. But it's all about just at the moment just collecting the 3 points, man. I don't really care too much about how we play. Like I just care about the final whistle, Arsenal 3 points, and that's it. Everyone could say, "Oh yeah, Arsenal ain't playing good football. This, that, this, that." I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to win.
I tell you what, Samir. I don't mind you saying things like that.
Yeah.
Because you're here, you're like all business, whatever means necessary, and I'm all right with that. My problems come when sort of other Arsenal supporters are like, "Oh, we're great this, we're great that, da 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 da," and you're like, "I don't care about that. I'm here for business. I want 3 points. I want to win games," which I'm all right. And it feels like that's the headline for Arteta this year. He ain't trying to win hearts no more. He's keeping clean sheets and winning games.
Exactly that.
Look, I'll criticize him until I'm blue in the face, but I know he's thrown loads of money at it, especially in the 2 fullbacks in a minute. But it's a cracking back 5, because I suppose you've got to include Raya in that, even though he's not had to do too much yet.
Nothing. Yeah.
And like, look, it's the old cliches, isn't it? Like goals win games, defense wins titles.
Yeah.
And I'll give you credit for that, but I won't have people tell me how great you are, like how amazing it is to watch, because it's not really.
It's not.
But
it obviously isn't.
from a football nerd kind of that, I've got to appreciate what you're doing at the back, and you got a fear factor.
Yeah.
Defensively, anyway, and you know you don't get that for nothing, do you?
Nah. Like
yeah, I suppose.
Same game with 3 goals conceded. How many? I think it's like 5 clean sheets in a row or some shit like that now.
That's as nice as I'm going to beat you, by the way.
On this guy, how key is he to everything you're doing?
Gabriel.
Like, literally everything, because he's
even getting assists.
I would say 80 to 90% of the time, he's the closest to first contact on every single set piece.
Yeah.
So maybe it's me saying stuff that's not there. Is it kind of a little bit of a worry that you've got to play him every single game at the minute?
I mean, you're gonna have to, innit? Like Rio Ferdinand, the John Terrys, the like all the best of the past have all played how many games in the league? 38. They played every game. There weren't no complaints for them, and they went on to win the Premier League. I'm not really worried about his games by numbers. Obviously, yeah, you want him to stay fit for the whole season, but at the same time, he has to play every game. If we want to win, he has to play every game. Like you said, he's our biggest threat. So I think the league is so tough nowadays. You can't really rest players against certain team. I feel like from top to bottom, every game is a battle. There ain't like a simple game. Like you said, we ain't put no one to the sword, and that's only because of how tough the league is. I wouldn't say everyone's perfectly like defensively solid, but like from top to bottom, I don't really see too many teams getting battered like that. Like I think apart from Burnley getting battered by City one time, I don't know any other too many big scores. I think the seasons the league's changed a lot when it comes to that. So yeah, I'd say he has to play every game. I'm not too worried about his fitness. I'm not looking at that side of things. I'm just looking at, hey, I just want you there. You're the best centre back. I'd say he is probably the best centre back in the league at the moment. Yeah, I think he has to play every game. But I'm not like, to be fair, we still got players on the bench that can come on and do a job. So it's not like,
yeah, but coming on and doing a job is a little bit different to coming on and being the linchpin at the bottom end of the pitch.
Yeah, attacking wise. I
was going to say that's where maybe these 1-0s, 2-0s will make it a longer season for him. Because say if you were starting to go 3s or 4s, 25 minutes gone. If you're 3-0 up, no matter who you bring on, like Mosquera, I think's all right. You could drop Calafiori into fullback to centre half quite easily. Give him a break, but when it's 1-0s and 2-0s, goals are. I know you've been excellent, but it doesn't take a second to score a goal, does it?
Yeah.
So as Mitch says, you are forced to play him, and it'd be interesting as the season goes on because Hey, defenders pull up with injuries too. It's not just attackers.
Yeah, no, it's true. We've had a few worries with him and Saliba. Yeah, we didn't think he was going to play against Burnley. But like you always get that. Oh shit, both of them. Like you're worried, but I'm confident. I'm confident in what we have on the bench. I do like Mosquera. The new guy. There's another new guy we bought from Bayer Leverkusen. I can't pronounce his name. He looks another.
Is that Hincapié?
Yeah. He looks another tidy
man.
player that can play left back and centre back. So we got numbers. That's our thing. Like we're not too worried. It's not like the end of the world if Gabriel was to get injured.
Cool, fair enough. Right, sticking with the title race, sticking with yesterday. Liverpool back to winning ways. Slightly difficult game against Aston Villa. Schlupp reverted back to what Liverpool have been doing sort of the last few seasons, to be honest. There was no real... It just looked like Klopp's system all over again, and it worked. So maybe he'll go down the route of playing it a little bit more, but then he's going to have the problem of superstars like Wirtz and Isaac sat on the bench. So interesting to see what happens with them, but they've put themselves still decent in this position, 7 points of Arsenal, so they're going to have to do a bit of work, but sitting in third place now.
Yeah, well, City coming up next.
That'll be a big game next week.
Big game.
Again, it's a bit mad to think, we've been taking the piss out of them for 5 on the spin for a reason, and they're third.
That's what I'm saying. This league is crazy.
But when have you ever had champions to lose 5 games on the spin?
Yeah, very true. No, yeah, you don't hear of it, especially not in this country. In our lifetime.
Yeah.
Something that very rarely happens. Just want to quickly talk about one player who it seems I haven't got a picture of to bring up on the screen, but Ryan Gravenberch.
I knew he was going to say that, yeah.
How key is he
Yeah.
to Liverpool potentially keeping up with the actual title race? Because he's missed a few games, Liverpool lost games. He come back in yesterday, and I thought he was exceptional.
Yeah, I was about to ask if he's been missing, and that's why they've probably been losing this many games. But
he's played in some of them. Like if Liverpool fans try and turn around, it's all because Gravenberch has been missing. He played in at least 3 of those games.
Oh, okay. So he's part of it.
Yeah, he's massive for him because obviously he's the shield in front of the 2 centre halves.
Yeah.
But at the same thing, it's like he does the lot. Because I'm pretty sure there was one instance where he's got it in front of the back 4 and he's just sort of run 2 or 3 and started to move. For someone that plays sort of is your deeper midfield, he gets an awful lot of shots off, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's already got 2 or 3 goals this year.
Well, he scored against us. He's now scored yesterday.
Yeah. Quite instrumental for someone that was there was not much fanfare when they signed him the other year. He's really become instrumental.
I really don't like this picture.
Just the celebration he did yesterday.
I really don't like this picture. Just all up my face.
Like a lot of people was like, "Oh, McAllister." Oh, do you know what? I knew I was going to bring up something about this game. How does Villa not get a penalty for McAllister on Onana?
I haven't seen that, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I just seen a picture of them holding each other.
Might be worth a little watch, and then we'll bring it up in our chat. It may become a future thing because I know we've talked about corners when we've been doing the Monday pitch, but I found it ridiculous. I found like obviously Onana's pushing back, but there's no attempt for McAllister to try and win the ball. He's just about impeding Onana.
Yeah.
And then he gets a free kick at the end of it after like 2 minutes and he celebrates to the fans. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. I hate it. I hate all of this getting your smallest bloke just to impede the biggest player for the other team, thinking it's a legitimate tactic. Like, I know there's a certain amount of skullduggery at corners, but I found it mad. But that said, what was I going to say? I was going to say a couple of bits on Villa. Rogers looks lively. Watkins, just not getting a sniff. Oh, and what was Martinez doing? I've always said all of this best goalkeeper in the world was bullshit. That was horrendous.
Nonsense.
Yeah,
Absolutely
think about
terrible
it.
goal to give away as well.
I mean,
Have you
Salah's
seen it, Samir?
No. I just
He
remember.
literally like he's got the ball at his feet. He gets closed down slightly. It's not even like full on closing down. He goes to play it to Pau Torres and just picks out Salah, who just slots it in.
Oh my days.
yeah, I mean, Salah's not been able to hit a barn door so far this year, but even he gobbled that up. No fuss.
On the play.
Didn't even celebrate. That's how shit. That's how shameful. It's just like really.
Very
That's what I'm
true.
playing against.
Very, very true.
It's stupid, really stupid. Right, here we go. Let's do it. Stocky, lead the way.
I didn't see that coming. Big shout out to everyone that brought in Voltamada and in Jack's case, triple captained him. Hooks at half time. What?
Fuck you.
Yeah, you've stitched up, Mitch. Was he injured or just changed?
He's just played too many games, man.
Fair enough. I totally get that.
Yeah, he came off at half time.
Oh.
Eddie Howe came out after the game and basically said he could have subbed anybody. And I think he just picked players that needed a rest, to be honest.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think that's what we're talking about, to be fair.
Yeah, I'd trying to. West Ham were better. We weren't good. We were better. We quite simply wanted it and showed some bollocks. Initially, I thought this is going to go terribly after Bowen hits the post.
Oh yeah,
because that would have been knocking on owls where the owl sleeps territory, and then you got the other end and score. I'm thinking
that's
going to be one of them afternoons. But Newcastle looked leggy, and West Ham showed a bit of bottle and battle about us, and looked energetic. I've been calling for Potts to play in midfield.
Tidy player.
Played, done well.
Tidy player.
Yeah.
Watched him at Portsmouth. He's a tidy player.
I bemoaned our luck. We got luck for the 2 goals. It was quite strange for the first one because I thought Pope had made a couple of good saves. And then they were criticising the punch on Sky, which
he looked like he could have caught that.
I'm sorry, but you've got to criticise the punch.
Yeah, he could have caught that.
Yeah. I definitely criticised a bit afterwards.
Yeah, that was such a great goal.
Straight away, they went, "Oh, what a goal!" And I was like, "Goalkeeping. It's not good goalkeeping. He's not going to be happy with that." And then when he got his hands to it, yeah, definitely not good enough. And then the second one, what's Dan Burn doing?
Yeah, I'm just going to let you finish because you're probably going to see as close to as a fucking head loss for me as possible on this one.
Really, yeah. Like I say, from West Ham's eyes, I was like, we were just busy. We were busier. We got about the pitch a bit more, had a bit more bottle. I won't say we're good, but in the first half, we definitely tried.
Yo, new one, good.
Yo.
I thought you were excellent.
Ruth is a troll.
I thought you
First time I've seen you here, but welcome. Feel free to troll away.
Yeah, we do it to each other enough. Yeah, like we weren't amazing, but we were good. We were a lot better.
Yeah.
And I tweeted at half time. I was like, all right, I moaned we didn't get any luck. We've got some luck. Has this side got the bollocks to hold on to it? And although we gave Newcastle a lot of the ball, really didn't feel too much of a threat, which from a Newcastle point of view, I'd be pissed about. But I'm sure we'll get onto that. And then, just shit-assed it a bit for the second half. I'm delighted. I didn't see it coming. Much needed, as I said, like 292 days or something since our last home win, which is ridiculous.
Crazy.
and for once, I could be nice to Sky because they mentioned the protests afterwards, and quite a few thousand people sat in afterwards.
Yeah.
It's part of the protest, and they showed all the flags,
Yeah.
so that was good as well. And I wonder if Mitch will highlight the same defensive inefficiencies that I pointed out there.
Yeah, well, for me, Pope was a fucking shambles today.
Shit.
There was about 4 or 5 he could have caught that he either flapped at or just palmed out for no apparent reason. Absolutely ridiculous. The whole first half, I was fuming before the goal. It wasn't even like it was the goal that caused it. I was fuming well before that because he had a few moments. Do you know when like top goalies just catch something?
Yeah.
Like whether it's a shot, whether it's a cross coming in, anything, they just come out, claim it, kill the momentum dead, and then get the ball back in play for their team. And it's just like he had 3 or 4 attempts to doing it, and he just kept flapping at stuff. And it was like, this is just giving West Ham confidence. Because all they're going to do, in my head, I was like, if I'm playing in this game, I'm just going to smack one from 30 yards in a minute and see how he deals with it. And that's exactly what Paqueta did, because it was coming. He was not dealing with anything well at all. And it was just fucking annoying me, because the only reason he's in there is because he's meant to do all of the goalkeeping stuff to a very good level. And he did all of the goalkeeping stuff to a very poor level today. And it was just not good enough. Not good enough. I think he was poor for both the first and the third goals.
The third
one went through his legs, didn't it?
I thought he made a decent save from Paqueta's free kick. Like, you'd be pissed if it went in, but it was still a decent save.
Decent-ish save, but he still only got it to hit the post. Like, that's his side. Save it properly.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, for me, that's like, right, he's got a hand on that, but that's not proper hand. I'm gonna keep testing this geezer today.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like, nowhere near good enough. First time, one of the first times I'm ever gonna say this, Eddie Howe got everything wrong today. From the starting 11 not rotating enough, for some reason, Tonali, who played the full game midweek, still played a full game today. Like, rotate. Midfield is our strongest area. Like, take him out. Put Bruno in the sticks. Play Lewis Miley. Do whatever. Just don't play him again. There's too many games. We've got Champions League game Wednesday. What are we going to play him again?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
I did find that odd, because West Ham have been really poor and really slow midfield. You messaged on the group. You're like, I don't fucking believe it. Nuno's actually picked a proper side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he did. It was a good selection from him. And you'd say, I can see how thinking, oh, yeah, we can run through these, but you didn't at all.
No, not whatsoever. But all of the select, like Bruno should have played, did fine. Joe Linton, don't know why he started. Tonali, don't know why he started. Harvey Barnes, why the hell is he still on the bench? Like, Jacob Murphy's putting up numbers, but Anthony Gordon in the Premier League has been fucking shit. He hasn't got a goal or assist in about 20 games.
Yeah.
Like, and he's not even performing well. So why are we still positioned with him every single game? Like, just bring in Barnes and play him in the Champions League where Gordon's putting up numbers. Like, there's no need for him to play there. I think he got everything wrong. Lewis Hall sat on the bench, stayed on the bench. We've been crying out for a good fullback for 4, 5, 6 weeks now. What if he can't play? Don't put him on the bench. Simple as that. Dan Burn, shocking. Again, don't know what is wrong with him today. He's meant to be a massive, big, strong man. Kept falling over, looking weak as piss, doing absolutely nothing. And I can normally abide by Dan Burn because he defends very well. Today, he was useless. Absolutely useless. And the last thing I'll say on Newcastle is how the starting midfield three ended the game on the pitch is fucking beyond me. It's like they, as a unit, they were the worst unit in our team today, and they all played the full game. And I rate our midfield three as one of the best in the league. But today, as a unit, they were the worst one of our units. I thought our centre-backs were decent, which made our back four look decent-ish, apart from a few little moments. I thought our front three did okay at times, but there was at no point where I thought our midfield's getting on top today. we're going to score in a minute. They were never moving the ball quick enough. It was all so slow. It was sideways. It was pedestrian. And it just was not good enough. There was times where the ball was getting rolled back from, say, the winger into one of them. And instead of just flipping a crossing, they were taking a touch and going square. It's like, put some tempo into the game. We're fucking losing. What are you doing? And it just annoyed the hell out of me that all three of them got to the end and we didn't get to see Willock, who I know hasn't been informed, but he got an assist in the week and he always tries to make something happen. And Lewis Miley, because that kid still now he's coming back into the form he was in, not last season, the season before. He should be playing games like this. Tonali should have been out. Miley should have been in. And I'm positive we would have looked a completely different side. But that said, I've got to give props to West Ham. One player I want to speak about in particular, I was Nuno first, like I put in the group, picked a team that looks balanced, functional, and you look at it and you think that's a decent Premier League side. It's going to be a hard game today. But this guy, I want to pick up this guy. I think he went under the radar a little bit for praise during the game from the commentators and things like that. But he did everything exceptionally today. He won the ball in the West Ham defensive third quite a lot. He progressed the ball up the pitch really well. He was energetic, getting involved in attacks and all sorts of things. I thought he was fantastic today. And for me, he was my man of the match. I know a lot of people will probably say Potts, but there was a story, there was a narrative around Potts, his first West Ham start, all of that, the romance. But for me,
his dad being a coach, used to play for West Ham as well, something like that.
Yeah.
Is he an assistant manager?
Stevie Potts.
Yeah, he's a coach. He's played like 400 something times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do you know what? I really like Fernandez.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy about the fee. I think it's an extraordinarily large amount of money. But I can see why Potter wanted him because Matt, you used the word slow and pedestrian about your midfield today. That's exactly what Az has been all year. But he does inject something in there. It seems to like a 1-2 with Paqueta, like small little things, like football's just pairs all over the pitch.
Yeah.
And them two have got a little something. Yeah, he was. Paqueta was deeper, so him and Paqueta are essentially like 2 8s, and Potts set in, and it worked. I don't know. Did Hal think it was arrogance? Did he think your midfield three would not have to be at 100% to beat our midfield three? I don't know, but the words you used in slow and pedestrian, maybe I'm being more generous in leggy, but then that goes back to your points about rotation. Yeah, he did have a really good game, and you're quite right. He was a little bit of an unsung hero, but good performances do tend to go unsung in modern football. Unless you score or get an assist, you don't really get spoken about.
Yeah. It was nothing flashy, but every time it looked like we were going to build a moment, he got a toe on something or intercepted it. And then he got West Ham up the other end of the pitch, which completely took the momentum out of what we were trying to do. Another one who always seems to have a fantastic game against us, fucking Wan-Bissaka. Every time we seem to play you, he's the best right back in the fucking world. It just, I don't know how he does it.
He's been in and out of the team. He wasn't playing towards the end of Potter with stomach issues. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, look, you got bad guts. You got bad guts. But when it's keeping you out for a few weeks, you're like, maybe something's not right there.
Yeah.
And Walker Peters, to be fair, had done all right, but Wan-Bissaka did play well today. But again, Burn was so distracted by Bowen going in because Bowen always plays well against Burn. It's like he's kryptonite.
Well, he's little, nippy, jinx a bit, can get away from him. Burn's not a fullback. Like, I don't want to slander down Burn because he's done so much over the last 18 months. But it should be last resort that he's playing left back.
Especially if your actual left back is fit. Like,
your favourite phrase: square pegs, square holes, round pegs, round holes.
Square holes, yeah.
And that's what West Ham did today.
Do you know what I would have preferred? I would have preferred to see us go to back three. If we've got no fullbacks, play a fucking back three. And then we can like shoehorn players in at wing back. That's fine. But we still look okay and solid at centre back. The wingers aren't gonna have do whatever. Our fullbacks terrify me. Trippier and Burn fucking terrify me up against any half decent wingers. Because Trippier, again, been fantastic since he came in. Not going to say too much bad about him, but he's old and he's fucking slow now. So if you're up against a decent winger, he's going to get caught out. Dan Burn, he put on, I can't remember what the number was. He put on about near enough a stone to play centre-back in the Premier League consistently. He's now back at fullback. He's still got that weight on. He's not a fullback now. It cannot happen. It shouldn't happen. Why it's happening is beyond me. But we need our fullbacks back massively, and we need to sign some proper backup fullbacks because it's the worst place for us to get injuries. We have no depth there. The only position we have zero depth, and it fucking annoys me. And you mentioned Walker Peters annoyed me even more because we was linked and we didn't fucking sign him. And I was adamant we should have signed him because he can play left, he can play right, he can play fullback, he can play wing back. Would have been perfect for what is happening to us right now. And he was sat on your bench, and it's just like, what are we fucking doing? And it was a free, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It just annoys me. It just really annoys me because all of the issues we're having now are issues that you could see before the season started. And the way things went today, as soon as I saw the team sheet, I was like, the team sheets, should I say? I was like, this is going to be a long day.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. Like I was just as surprised with the West Ham team sheet as you, because as I say, you just read it and it made sense. He subs that he like, and I'm thinking, the last two games were pretty abject. Why didn't you see this then?
Yeah.
And even bringing on Souček for the role that he did.
But
like, it's one of them days it all kind of worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not one to sort of roll back to things that I've said previous, but I kind of asked you last week, do some of these team selections feel a little bit like he wants to see what some of the other players can do that he doesn't? He wants to see a bit of these players that he doesn't know too much about in a game rather than just at training. And now we've put that team out today, it smacks a little bit of that to me now.
I mean,
was that Freddie Potts' first start?
First start, yeah.
First start for West Ham, yeah. But funny, he was playing for like that in pre-season, and mate, I've still got him in my fantasy team. So I'm like 4 million, he's going to play, and then he ain't, and I was like, oh, what's going on here? Like maybe I just want to see something, but he looks. I mean, he looks alright.
Yeah.
He looks all right. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
I like look, all football supporters, it's the dream to have players from your youth.
Sorry, Stocks.
Oh, Ginny,
mate. You know what? I was actually today, I was prepping clothes for work this week. And I was like, you know what? When I get my phone, I need to message Ginny on X because I haven't seen you on any streams in a while. But good to see you back, sir. Glad you're okay.
Yeah, he's picked a bad time to come on.
He really has.
To be fair, I saw one of his tweets earlier on. He was like, questions need to be asked with that performance today. And quite rightly.
Yeah. I said something, I can't remember which group I said it in. I said something in a group where someone sort of had a little dig. And performances like this for us used to be few and far between. They seem to be becoming a bit of the norm away from home for us at the minute.
Oh, yeah. Struggling away from home, isn't it?
It is a bit of a worry. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. It's becoming a little bit of a worry. The only sort of silver lining, and I hope this silver lining becomes even better because I want to hear the news that Johan Wiss has decided not to go to AFCON, is...
Hey, no.
Back on the bench.
No, he's going to
Mento back on the grass. Wissa back on the grass.
Nonsense.
These three are key because we're struggling at fullback massively, and Voltamada needs rest. Today you could see it. He lost every duel, barely held the ball up, barely in the game. And he has to play every game for us at the minute. This is exactly why we broke Alexander Isak's groin, which Liverpool are now feeling the effects of.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite well known that West Ham centre-backs have been extremely poor this year. But poor old Voltamada looked on his last legs up there, didn't he?
You're all right today. You're that full.
Well,
I don't think they had much to compete against.
I was shocked how it. I think that's generous, Jenny. I wouldn't say we outclassed you, but we definitely looked bothered and we showed a bit of battle, which strangely was enough. Because over the past few years, what you would say as a group, Newcastle, they seem to energize each other constantly. You've always got something else, but today I really didn't see it.
Yeah.
And I think the most damning thing was, even at 2-1, you had a lot of the ball in the second half, but to a degree, we still looked comfortable.
Yeah, we did nothing with it.
Yeah, it was all, because like this percentage stuff is really used as a damning statistic, but so like anyone that's played football, you're like, you can have the ball there. We're all right with that.
Yeah.
And West Ham done that, and we've not really done that properly all year. And I would say that's the most concerning thing, because I've seen us be very porous, and you looked quite.
Yeah.
Is Toothless too harsh? Would you say Toothless would be fair enough?
No, Toothless was bang on.
What's going on with Alanga?
Yeah, good question.
Well, I wish I knew, because I'd fucking give Eddie Howe a call and give him the information. Because he's the same as Gordon. Put him in the Champions League, problem. Like, he's got man of the match in 2 of our 4 games in the Champions League, but in the league, I don't know. I've got no idea what's going on. Our starting league wingers have to be Jacob Murphy and Harvey Barnes, because they're the only 2 that look like they're going to do anything in a minute. And on the outclassed bit, I actually disagree with you there, Stock. So I think everything West Ham did going forward was precision, precise, accurate.
I thought so too.
Like cutthroat, looked like you were going to score. Even throughout the second half, where they kept flashing up Newcastle about 78% of the possession. I was like, so what? West Ham have looked like they're going to score 2 or 3 times. We haven't looked like they're going to score.
To be honest, that's precisely what I was hoping from Nuno. I want prize Moisball. Like, look, all you got to do is be competent in defence and have conviction when you do get your opportunities.
Yeah.
Because when you're a poor side, that's what you got to do. You have to have that conviction. Because if you titter about trying to make sure you get the perfect chance, you generally fluff it. And I missed the first couple of minutes, but like penalty shots, Bowen hitting the post. By the way, why did that go on so long?
What? Penalty?
I'm checking. Yeah,
the penalty. The first replay I saw, I was like, he's clearly got the ball. No penalty. Let's move.
And to be honest, like, I can see why the ref give it in real time, so I ain't going to moan.
Oh, yeah, 100%. In real time, I was like, oh, what a silly challenge.
It was a good tap. And some of the things. And then, when Pot scored, that offside, they sort of went, oh, yeah, offside, off you crack. And I was like, that's the most debatable decision of the entire game.
100%, yeah.
And it went like that.
Close. Very close. That
when you saw the
I was like, I don't like the look at. Like, even in real time, I was like, that was close. They didn't show us one replay, and I was fuming.
That's what your tweet was about.
Yeah, other clubs will say, I'll be generous and say the red cartel.
Yeah,
that gets played.
To be fair, they did show the semi-automated thing.
Yeah, they did.
I must admit, I was standing in the pissing rain waiting for a rail replacement service at the time. So
they did show the semi-automated thing, literally a big toe off. The commentator actually said if he had size 11s instead of size 13,
fair enough.
Yeah, it was unlucky, but I was actually happy for him when he scored. But it got taken away.
Yeah, I must say, Bowen looked a bit lively. He's looked a bit beat up in the past few weeks. It's clearly taken its toll on him. So he'll start playing well. Then I've got to put up with the January of going, a big club should come in for him.
I thought some of it was all right as well, to be fair. He was okay today.
Do you know what? Yeah.
It was a constant threat. He was on the ball.
Somerville, if he played for Newcastle, would annoy the shit out of me. Because he's probably one of the fastest players in the league, and he uses his pace very well. But his ball striking is
it's horrendous. Yeah. That's true.
He can't cross. He can't shoot. It's just like, what the hell's going on? He's a Premier League footballer.
He's just always there.
He's got nice little touches, good bit of pace, gets into a good space, and he goes to shoot. And you're like,
oof.
What was that?
In the Champo, he'll have that extra second to steady his centre of gravity to get shot off.
Yeah.
In the Prem, you've got some big hulking bastard like you've got Chow or Botman coming out at you, and you've got to get that strike off. And when you've cut in, whereas at the Champo, maybe you're afforded a little bit longer time to pick your spot. I find him frustrating, but also at times he's that outlet of pace that we desperately need.
Yeah, to get you out of the pit.
But yeah, I do agree. His final product is deeply frustrating.
Yeah,
but at this point, maybe just let him run down the wing, stop, and hopefully old Diouf can do an overlap and cross it, because he can cross, although he can't defend.
Yeah.
Oh God, Murphy led him a merry dance for your goal.
Oh yeah, it's been around.
Oh, that was me.
You just said the word overlap. I think we need to move on, because I'm going to go on a rant if we talk about overlaps.
Yeah. All right, I don't want to do that, mate.
I can't get into overlaps at the minute. I'm going to lose my head. Right, final game. Man City. Bournemouth, who were second in the league going into this weekend. So this is a big win for Man City, really.
Entertaining game. I enjoyed it.
So it was like decent, very decent. I popped out second half to do dad stuff at the park, but from what I saw, very good. Nico O'Reilly, who we've shouted out on here a few times, looking good again. So yeah, City look like they're finally starting to click a little bit.
Yeah.
For me, little bit of reason is this little combination.
Yeah. I saw that. That's true.
Ryan Cherky was tasty today.
He was. There was something different about him today.
And it feels like, do you know when you just got two players that seem to just know how to play with each other?
Yeah.
And they know where the other one's going to be, and they know if they're going to drop into one position, the other one's going to cover the other position. These two seem to have a little bit of that going on for me. And I think if this sort of relationship they've got going on early doors progresses, it could be a problem. A very, very big problem. And you've also got a third to add into the mix, which could be Omar Marmoush as well.
Wow.
Christ almighty, that is frightening going forward for City.
I was going to add in, you saying Marmoush, I was like, all of a sudden, City are getting players back. So El Nouri popped on the pitch for a little bit. Rodri popped in for a little bit. Finally, Nico Gonzalez looked settled. The back four look a little... All right, it was a mistake from Donnarumma for their goal. But in general, the back four looked better.
I thought it was out, to be fair.
What's that?
Nah.
If we had more time, I was going to go into this after we've spoke through all the games, but I'm shattered this week. We'll definitely do that next week. It's just a little bit on how I feel there's a much higher bar for fouls in the league now and how wonderful it is. But we'll get into that in a deep.
Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, Cherky, sorry. There's going to be a lot of Liga and buffs out there that are so excited to see him do it over here, because he's one of them players that everyone will say, oh, if you could pick someone from the board, who'd you have? And it would always be him. And they've got him at a bargain price as well at 30 million. That's going to be a snip.
I like how
you make sure he stays away from the shisha pipes and the kebab shops.
That's going to be hard for him.
That applies to everyone.
Yes, but I'm going to make this reference, and Stocky will know how highly this makes me rate Shirky. He's got not as good on top form, but he's got a touch of the Benafas about him for me.
Yeah.
And I mean across the board. I mean, as a player, attitude-wise, what it seems like he's going to be off the pitch.
They just know how good
Max is one of them guys. He needs someone to keep him on the straight and narrow to make sure he has the career he should have.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to be sat here in 10 years' time going, oh, Ryan Cherky, brilliant for a year. Yeah. And then just lost it because he just done dumb stuff away from the football pitch. If someone can keep him on the straight and narrow, he could be an excellent Premier League player. In fact, I'm going to change that ever so slightly. As a player, if you merged Ben Arfa with Payet, you would meet in the middle and get a Cherky.
Yeah. Do you know what? He did something today. Man City are on the break, and he got the ball and he started running at the player, and he just stopped and he stood there and he didn't even feint. He was just waiting for the Bournemouth defender to try and nick it and commit himself. And the Bournemouth player didn't do it because he was scared shitless. So he just left off. And I was like, imagine having that supreme confidence in the way you're playing and the way your team is at the minute, just to stand there and go, come on then.
Yeah.
It just, you don't often see that in the Prem, do you? In a league that everything's got to go 100 miles an hour. And even if you're not moving, someone's running around you or someone's doing a run over there. He just stood there, just waited with an arrogance. I was like, cool, I fucking like that.
Yeah.
And then, as I say, players like Mamouche coming back, Nori, Rodri.
Strong team.
And this is why I've been saying that I still feel they're going to win the league. Because there becomes a point where it all clicks and there's no way to defend against what City have got. Because it gets to the point where teams kind of have to go man for man. And your Cherkies and your Marmouches and your Fodens, you don't want to be 1-on-1. You want cover. If you give the cover to stop them, you then open a space for the man that got 2 goals early in Ireland that's just a monster. And all they've got to do is flick it into the space. And will bully his way to the goal and score.
Yeah.
So that's my reasoning as why, because I think they'll get rolling and Rodri will come back. He'll get going. They'll have that double pivot of either him and Gonzalez or him and Randers. And I think they're just going to be different come sort of after the next international break, in and around the Christmas period where the games all are condensed and it all gets scrunched together. I think they're just going to kick into gear and start flying away again. And it's just whether Arsenal can keep doing what they're doing. Yeah. With City putting that pressure on every week.
With City, personally, I think there's more losses to come. And for them personally, I don't think they can afford another loss or 2. And I do see a few more, because I thought Bournemouth were good today, man.
Yeah,
Bournemouth were good.
Oh God, just great coaching.
Yeah. The players are tidy. The football is tidy. I quite liked it. It was an entertaining game.
Mitch, speaking of Bournemouth, I think the way he maximises players that, I think they're good players. So Brooks, Tavernier, they ain't world beaters, but everything Bournemouth do seems to maximise these players. It just, to me, it screams a good coaching. And all right, they lost 3-1, but played against Haaland in rude form. I thought it made it an entertaining game.
100%. But it's good coaching, good recruitment, good talent ID. All of these things go together very well. It's not just a case of that guy's done well for a year in Italy. Let's buy him. It's like, right, we've sold that guy. Show me the guy that's most like that guy that I can bring in for a decent amount of money. And that's what Bournemouth do exceptionally well. Brighton do it as well. There's other teams that do it. It's not just about buying the name. It's about making sure the profile is as close to the player that has left the club as humanly possible, which stops the fall off. You can play the same style of football. There's no real changes. The system's set up. It is as square pegs in square holes as you can possibly get.
Yeah. Do you know what? I just don't think it can be commended enough myself.
And you've used what I say a lot. I'm going to use what you say a lot. Football is a simple game made very complicated and very hard. No reason at all sometimes. because Iriola is brilliant, but he's brilliant because he has a system that he finds the players that fit his system properly to maximize the system, and then gets the best out of the players as well at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, that's as simple as it gets.
Yeah. I like the players they have, the manager as well. Yeah, just all round good team. Bournemouth. Them and Palace for me.
Yeah,
Palace, another one. They do the same
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Again, fantastic work.
yeah. And they've. Do you know what? Teams, them two feel like a week's chat just on them two and what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's probably a few others you could throw into the mix when you start talking about stuff like that. But yeah, we could easily get into talks about stuff like that.
We could probably group the Prem into what they are.
Yeah.
Like the people that overachieve for what they do, the people that underachieve, the ones that are real pap, and then your top.
Yeah.
I'd say your top. Well, we'll stretch it to 2 or 3. Even though I think there's going to be only a top 2 this year now.
Yeah.
And then the chasing pack, you can it's getting broken down into that a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Actually, yeah, same. I think there'll be a top 2. I still feel what I said at the beginning of the season to be true. It'll be Liverpool. I mean, it'll be Arsenal and City.
You're throwing Liverpool out of it?
No, Liverpool will be closer to 4th than they will the title.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought Liverpool.
I bet next weekend's game is huge. It's bigger than.
This is, for me, next weekend will be City really showing how good they are.
Yeah, this is it. This is the game.
Who you got next weekend, Samir?
We got Sunderland. We got a big game as well. That's a big game.
Is it up there?
Yeah.
You're still gonna run that narrative, innit?
Sunderland are a big game. Okay, they are a very good team. Okay.
I respect it. Keep running the narrative. I respect it.
Sunderland 5:30 at Stadium. Like, nah, that's a big game. Yeah. Sorry. If it was a 3 p.m., I'd be like, yeah, okay.
That's not 3 points. Then you need to, yeah.
Sunderland.
You need to come on here with a lot less chest next weekend if that's not.
My problem is Jack is gonna want to prove something for something.
No. There's no narrative you can spin pre-game to not get cooked on here next week. If you
I don't care about that. I don't think I think we'll win.
Don't try and find an angle where you can say, actually, no, I said last week it was a big game. It was going to be hard. No. Win that game. Trust me, just win that game.
Yeah. So the only thing that can mess it up Arsenal at the minute is themselves, the way they're playing.
100%.
But let's see how it goes. We still I think people do start to underestimate how big Christmas is.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
Because with all the football that's condensed in there and the way the Champions League setup is now, there's a lot of games. So you need to get through that period, not just unscathed when it comes to matches, unscathed when it comes to injuries. Because if you get a few key injuries in that period, your season can be derailed.
100%. Oh yeah, December's going to be chaos.
Yeah,
honestly.
Whoever comes out of that period looking in the strongest place squad-wise, is you can if Arsenal get through and they get no key injuries and they haven't really lost any more games, then at that point you go
to Gallop.
Yeah, we're getting players back now. Odegaard's back after international break. Havertz is back.
Yeah, the problem, you've got to keep them back.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, right. Before we go, I keep forgetting most weeks on this. Do a little bit fantasy league. The guy that isn't even on the show anymore is top. That's shameful.
The hell?
Shameful.
I wish I brought it up last week. I'd won the week last week.
I know. I've had 2 horrendous weeks back to back.
You have.
So, I've gone from top spot to 3rd. Stock is overtaking me now. But hey, still a lot to play for. Still got Christmas to get through, haven't we?
Yeah. I've still got my triple captain as well to use before Christmas.
Yeah.
As John said earlier on, I'm waiting for that Ireland.
All of my chips.
Yeah, same.
So actually, no. Apart from the wild card, I use that. Right, people that have been in. Truth is a troll. I think your name was. Thanks for joining us, Ginny Esther. Fantastic to have you back, sir. Enjoy the watch back. Like I said, the shorts will be back soon. Like, share, subscribe. No pitch tomorrow evening. That's been cancelled for a little while because we have no resident ref, which might roll into us doing a few more decision-based conversations on this show. So it means we're not stealing content or doing stuff before we do it on a Monday. But Wednesday, catch me on the Rivals, 10 o'clock. Other than that, people have a wonderful week. Thank you for joining us. Peace.
Ta-da.